Hey everybody, Chris Lazo here, and today I'm going to give you a connection checklist. That's right, a checklist of ways that you can make sure you're connecting with your audience. Okay, the first one, and perhaps one of the most important, is addressing a felt need. It was the great Dale Carnegie, author of How to Make Friends and Influence People, who famously said, talk to someone about themselves and they'll listen to you for hours. This is absolutely important. You can talk about your product, about your gadget, about your services, your experience. You can talk about your skills, what you bring to the table, all you want. But the moment you talk about your audience's pain point or felt need or struggle, you will instantly grab their attention. Talk about them and specifically talk about what they need. Second thing is sharing a personal story. This is a powerful thing to have in your toolbox, sharing a personal story. How do you share a personal story, you might be asking? Well, there's three elements to that. You can start with your struggle. You can then move into your journey to find a solution, and then finally you end with a solution. That's a easy and simple way of giving your personal story, and then it's made even more effective when it relates to their pain point or felt need. Third thing on the connection checklist is revealing possibility. What I mean by that is when you're speaking, whether it's in an Instagram video, whether it's in a YouTube video or a keynote or a speech or business presentation, you want to be cautious of not just sharing too much information and data. There's nothing wrong with information and data. There's a need for that. But if all you're sharing is information that they could Google themselves, you're going to bore them to sleep. You want to remember that people are looking for possibility and opportunity. They're looking to go through some walls in their life. They're looking to tackle a problem, to solve some kind of need or struggle that they're facing. So you don't just want to give them facts. You want to show them opportunities and possibility. Here's the fourth thing that you can keep on your connection checklist. Offer concrete steps. Whatever it is, the solution that you're offering, the product, what they're supposed to be doing, your call to action, make sure that it's simple and it's accessible. It's something they could do right now, not 5 years from now. Make sure it's accessible, it's immediate, and the easier it is for them to step into it, the more commitment you're going to have in the long run. If you can get them to do something now, you're much more likely to get their involvement and a commitment later. Here's number 5 on the checklist is storytelling. Storytelling is one of the most powerful ways of connecting with an audience. Now, you might be asking, how is that different from the second step, which is sharing your personal story? Well, there's not a lot of difference, except that a personal story is very nuanced, very niche, right? It's about your testimony. It's like a case study. Storytelling is a little more broad. You can give somebody else's story. You can tell a mythological story. You can make up an example. You can also give your own example. You can talk about somebody from the 1800s. It doesn't matter. What all stories have in common is they follow a bit of an arc. It starts with a conflict or a problem, again, very similar to the personal story, but then it kind of goes up in the arc to a resolution, a conflict and then a resolution. And so if you love storytelling, if you have a great story that you want to share, and it ties in, again, to the felt need of your audience, that's a great thing to have in your belt. Number 6 on the connection checklist is showing emotion. Whatever you're speaking about, I want to feel it from you. I don't want a dry monologue. You might be telling yourself, well, that's not really me. I'm kind of a quiet person. But as a listener, I want to get some sense from you that you care about what you're saying. And so things that might not seem natural to you. Maybe you're not really a natural smiler, but that smile from you is going to affect how I listen to you. So it's worth doing it, even if you're uncomfortable with doing it. The point is, show emotion. If you really care about what you're saying, let it come out, not just in your words, but in your posture, in your emotion, in your face. That stuff goes a long way for people. Number 7, make eye contact, okay? If you're giving a speech, make eye contact. Try to make eye contact with as many people as you can. If you're not giving a live speech, you're giving a video like this, look directly at the lens, not at the viewfinder. See how this looks right now? I'm looking at the viewfinder, which is really easy to do because that's where I can see my face, and it's really tempting to want to look at my face and see if I'm looking good and I'm fitting in the frame and stuff. But the problem with that is it's not the lens. The lens is right here, and so it has this appearance. You can see it right now where I'm kind of looking off in the distance right above you, which is really weird and creepy. So you don't want to do that. If you're using a camera, speak directly into the lens. Even though you might not be able to see anyone, they'll see your eye contact, and eye contact is powerful. Number 8, use your natural voice. What do I mean by natural voice? Well, what I mean is simply don't try to be somebody else. I think when we get in front of cameras and we get in front of audiences, there's this weird thing that happens where we think we need to be professional. The only problem is we don't know what that means. That usually means for most of us that we need to act like somebody else that we saw. We need to be more serious. We need to kind of stifle our natural emotion. If we're goofy and self-deprecating and humorous, well, that means not do that. Basically, professionalism for a lot of public speakers means don't be yourself. That's the worst advice. And that's usually the advice that we give ourselves. I want to give you different advice. Be yourself. Even if you're goofy, even if you're quirky, even if you say a lot of silly things, it's better than being somebody that you're not. And lastly, number 9 on the connection checklist is confidence. This is something that comes with time and experience. But it will come. The more you practice the craft, the more confident you will become. And confidence speaks louder than words. If I believe you, if I believe that you really believe in what you're saying, that's going to have an impact on me, and I'm going to want to listen to what you have to say. And so allow yourself to believe in the message that you're speaking about, in your craft, and in your ability to learn, even if you fail right now. Failure is simply a gateway to becoming better if we're willing to learn, and that builds confidence. And so, here's my connection checklist. Address a felt need, share a personal story, reveal possibility, offer concrete steps, practice storytelling, show emotion, speak from the heart, make eye contact, use your natural voice, and exude confidence whenever possible. These are things I like to go over anytime I get in front of a camera or in front of people to make sure that I'm engaging my audience. Those are 9 great ways of capturing people's attention. If you like this content, I would like it. If you would like it literally by hitting the like button, and by hitting subscribe if you haven't already. If you like content like this in written form, go over to chrislazo.com and subscribe to my broadcast, my email broadcast, and I will see you right here, same place, next week.